Hey you guys, welcome back to my channel. I'm Brianna Lentz, and in today's video, we're going to be doing an amigurumi crochet kit review, specifically I'm telling you, in all of my videos, my dogs are barking when they hear me talk, my cats start meowing and clawing at the door. We have barn cats. You hear roosters croaking in the background. Like, it's like the funny farm whenever I turn on to record. But let's get back to this. So this is a kit that you can get from Herrschners Craft. You can currently get this kit. I'm not sure how old it is. I tried to see if there's anybody else that's made it, and I haven't seen anything else on the internet besides Herrschners or myself. So you do the girl and the boy, you do the hats, and you do the dresses. They supply with the yarn. You have to supply your own polyfill stuffing, and you have to supply your own eyes. And your own know-how to do this. This is described as an easy level pattern. Yeah, I mean, it's easy. It's easy to intermediate. Just like the Wobbles and Gobbles turkey that I did. I'll link my video for that down below. That was an intermediate to advanced. I mean, it was like very intermediate to advanced. There was a lot in there. And they didn't give you many instructions. So yeah, I liked doing this. I think that my result that I got is really cute. I'll share video clips of how cute they are. They're very, very cute. And I am happy to have these for years to come. In today's video, I will be showing how to crochet the body together, and I'll be showing you how to hold the yarn so that way you can do the white details without having to cut the brown. So I'll show you how to do that, because you have to know how to do that for the arms and the legs. I tried to not get the jog in the front of my work both times that I did it, and both times it only made sense to me to have the jog, the yarn change in the front of the work. The way that the pattern has you join the leg to the other leg to then create the body, and I'll show you that in my video. I don't show you how to do any of the clothes or anything like that. I'm not sponsored or affiliated with Herrschners at all. I would be happy to be affiliated with Herrschners. If Herrschners Crafts watches this, I would love to work with them for future amigurumi or crochet work that they do. However, currently I'm not. I had someone on my Facebook page ask if I would show how I did the body. And so I had the second one still to do. And so I said, yeah, for sure. I'll demonstrate how I crocheted the body up. And the body is really fun. The body is really cute. And I do think you get a really cute gingerbread effect. They tell you to stuff the work loosely. They tell you to use a size H hook, and they give you a gauge to follow. This is a very loose gauge. You can easily go down a size. If you go down a crochet hook, then you'll have more yarn left over to possibly be able to crochet a second set of gingerbread, like a gingerbread couple. I chose to stick with the H. I wanted the size, and they're very cute. Like I said, my daughter asked me not to attach the head, or to attach the hats. So you'll see better in pictures because it really is cute. But she wants to be able to play with them. And absolutely, that's why I make these, is for my kids. So these are really cute. My favorite part about both of the boy and the girl is this dress. This dress took a long time, but it is so cute. I absolutely love it. This is such a sweet dress, and I am absolutely thrilled with how this dress turned out. Like, the details are just so, so cute. The hat's really cute. The pattern has you crochet a rose, but my daughter and I both said, let's leave the rose off and keep it simple. And for him, you have to do what they call is the waistcoat, and you do the bow, and you do the waistcoat, and you do the hat, which goes on top. And I stuffed it so that way it looks nice when it's up there. Now, the waistcoat, it gives you instructions to do most of it. However, you'll notice that I have buttons on mine versus what is shown on the cover. So the cover has these bobbles right here. I looked and I looked and I looked, and there is nowhere in this pattern that shows you how to do the bobbles. I know how to do bobbles, but for the review, I just chose to leave it off. So it doesn't say anything in the instructions how to do the bobbles, nor does it tell you in the stitch guide what a bobble is. It tells you to chain, slip stitch, single crochet, half double crochet, single crochet 2 together, single crochet 3 together, magic circle, and surface crochet. But that's it. So it has this as a detail, but it doesn't tell you how to do it anywhere in the pattern. That, you know, we can all have our own feelings about that. I bought a pattern to be able to produce exactly what I saw in the picture that I bought, and the pattern doesn't allow me to do that. So there was a mistake there, definitely. And if they are going to continue to produce this, I would hope that they fix that in the future, because that is a big error in my personal opinion. So what I did instead is I chose to get some buttons out of my vintage button stash, and then I just sewed it on, and I'm really happy. And I can change. It doesn't have to be this far over. I can just have it be less. But it is really cute. And the bow is super cute. And the face is really cute. Again, I didn't have to stuff it so much, but I chose to. I like the lines in the front. Honestly, this made putting the eyes on my face really easy. And I'm happy with how the face turned out. I also left off the cheeks. That might be something I add in the future. But for right now, again, my daughter and I thought that they looked really cute without the cheeks. So I just said, let's go ahead and do that. And then for the mouth, what I did is I pulled the thread over, and then I just did like a secure, like a tack stitch on the bottom. And I'm happy. I mean, they look cohesive. They're not the best faces, like the best smiles in the world, but I'm actually like pretty pleased with them because I think they look really cute. So the little tack stitch on the bottom did make it look really cute. And again, I'm really happy, and I can't wait to share more of the video of what they look like when they're sitting and out, because right now this is what they'll look like as they're being played with, which is so cute. And you know what, maybe I will, after she's done playing with it, you know, next year, I'll tack them down or I'll glue them down so that way they'll be secured. But this year she's 6.5 and she still likes to play with dolls, so I'm just gonna let her enjoy it, because they grow up very fast. So yeah, how cute are they though? I mean, you really do get a really cute result. Really, 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 really sweet. If you are looking to get this project and you are a beginner, I just want to remind you, this is a very long intro, but this just remind you that this is one kit, but you're doing 2 projects. So it's going to take you twice as long as other kits or other projects, because they are big. They do have a lot of accessories. So if you are thinking that this is going to be like a really quick stitch, let me tell you from experience or not. Oh, I forgot to take off my nail polish. My nail polish is a little janky. But yeah, I am very pleased with how they turned out. They are adorable. So yeah, this is absolutely a kit that you can do. I like that when you purchase the kit, you have no worry about running out of yarn. When I was working on the dress, I wasn't sure. Like, I finished his waistcoat and I knew that I had to use a lot of red for her dress, so I didn't do his bow until I had already done her dress, because I was worried, am I gonna have enough yarn? I didn't want to have to play yarn chicken. And I did. I had absolutely enough red, and like I said, you'll have enough to be left over. So I think that this is an easy to intermediate pattern. I think that you will learn a lot by doing it. Just have patience with yourself and trust the process, because the only thing that I found that they didn't tell you well how to do, like I said, was the bobbles on the waistband. And honestly, that's easily replaceable with buttons. And just trust yourself in the process. Like, here's the back seam to the dress, and you can fit the dress head over the head easily. And it is really, really sweet. Really sweet. And I like the color. The color of the yarn is obviously different than the picture, but the picture, what they did is they just changed the picture, like they auto-tuned the picture, you know what I'm saying? Like, they just made it so that way everything was brighter. And this is definitely more of a ginger snap color, but I am very happy with the color of my little gingerbread people. So my gingerbread friends, how cute are they? So right now what I'm going to do is I'm just going to show you what comes in the kit when I first open it. Then I'll just show you a couple snippets, like I said, of holding the yarn up, changing from white to brown again in the arms and legs, how I crocheted the body. And then that's it. Like I said, I don't show you how I crocheted any of the clothes. But if you have any questions, just go ahead and let me know in the comments down below. I'll try to help you the best I can. And then Herrschners does have a phone number that says if you need assistance with this pattern, please call us at 1-800. And I will probably be calling them and letting them know, hey, I found that I didn't see this on there. So I'm putting that in my video, but I am also going to be calling Herrschners, but I'm not going to wait to hear back from them to post this video. Secondly, what I'll do is I'll come back after I show you everything and I'll have my outro at that point. So let's go ahead and jump into the beginning of this project. So the first thing that I want to share in the Herrschners Gingerbread Friends is I want to share I'm only going to share bits and pieces of it. This is where I'm at with the first gingerbread. I have not done the clothes or anything like that yet. I have, however, made 2 heads and completed the body, which I actually really enjoy doing this. But I definitely knew that the head was somewhere that I wanted to share because I messed up on the first one. So in the instructions, the eyes, they don't tell you where to put the eyes. They just say use image as a guide and attach safety eyes. And I really like where the placement of the eyes ended up being on the second one. However, on the first one, I was just anxious to get going and I didn't notice the lines, which are clearly there, but I just didn't notice them. So I wanted to point that out. When you put the safety eyes on there, make sure that it lines up with your increases. So these are all lines made by your increase rounds, and you're going to want to put your eyes up here. Otherwise, it's going to look weird in the middle. I mean, maybe that's a feature that you want to put for your gingerbread man or girl, but that's not what I wanted for mine. And I'm confident that I have enough yarn to complete both gingerbread people, so I'm not worried. I went ahead and made a second one, and so I'm going to place the safety eyes on here with you because that might be something that, you know, might be stressing you out. I wish that they had just included where to put the eyes. So using this, I'm going to go up 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 rows. And then this one, they do it between 6 and 7. But it's hard to tell exactly how many in between. So I'm going to use my own as reference because I like how mine came out. And my gauge using a size H hook is clearly looser than the pattern. I don't mind it. You can see the stuffing inside. That doesn't bother me. I like the size and the gauge that I got. If you haven't made this yet and you don't want it so loose, you might not want to use a size H hook because that is rather a large hook for this, a 5mm. You might want to go down to a G, which I contemplated doing before I even started, but I'm fine with my H hook. I don't mind that you can see the stuffing inside on this particular project. So on mine I went, let's see, this is row 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Is that right? No. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I guess so, in between 8 and 9, and I have it in between 2, 3, 4, 5 to 7 stitches. So I'm going to use, another thing is that for this project, they don't supply you with the safety eyes. You're going to need to get that yourself as well as the polyfill. So I have this set that I've gotten from Amazon. I really like it. I like the quality. And so this will tell me that the eyes in this section are 10mm eyes. And so I will use this and I will latch this in. And I'm going to go ahead and just use mine as a reference because I don't think I wrote down exactly where I put them. And I'm going to just make sure that it lines up with the increases. That's really where you want to put it is going to be to your best judgment. But just to make sure that you have your face so that way you have the eyes at the tip of the increases. If you want to put your eyes in the exact same place that I did, I counted down 10 rows from the top. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So I placed my eyes in between 10 and 11 going this way. If you want to count from here, I wanted to double check this, so I turned my camera off earlier, is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 rows. So I placed my safety eyes in between rows 7 and 8. Okay, so I went toward just on the stitch on the inside here, and I can count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 V's, and then I put my other stitch marker right here. And I like where I have them placed, and I do believe that they look like they are identically placed, which is the hardest thing when you're making two, is that you just want to make sure that they are as close to being as identical as possible. So I will attach my safety eyes and then finish my last round, and then we're going to move on to the arms, because I want to show you this section right here. So when you attach your safety eyes, just make sure you have it exactly where you want, because you can't rip them out. That's why they're called safety eyes. Unfortunately, when you purchase this pattern, you're purchasing extra yarn, so you can do a do-over. And that's how they work. They lock into place, and now they will not come out. Okay, and so then I've got one more row to do, and then you just stuff the head. Okay, let's move on to the arms. All right, so now we are moving on to the arms, which you will be making 4. I've already made 2. And we are going to be working on this section right here where there is a color jog right here. So what the pattern tells you to do is to, for rounds 3 and 4, single crochet in each single crochet around, changing to color B on the last stitch of round 4, which is where I am currently at. Do not fasten off color A. And then for rounds 5 through 6, single crochet in each single crochet around, changing to color A, the brown. In the last stitch of round 6, fasten off color B, and then move on to round 7. So that's what we're going to be doing here. So I am at my 12th stitch of round 4. So I'm going to put my crochet hook into my 2 loops, rewind there. I'm going to put my crochet hook in, and I'm going to grab a loop. Now I have 2 loops on my hook. Okay, so I'm going to grab color B, which is the white, myself a tail, and I'm going to change to color, oh my gosh. Sometimes things just don't work when you turn on the camera. Okay. I'm going to grab color A right there. Pull up 2 loops. Now that last loop right there, and pull it tight. Not too tight, but just enough to where it works. And I am going to tie a knot right there. Not a super tight one, but I'm going to tie a knot right there. Some people will frown upon that. I am not one of those people. In amigurumi, I say tie the knots. No one's going to know whether or not you did it. Make your life easier, and I do not want to run the risk of anything coming out later. So I'm going to drop color A and not fasten off, okay? We are going to carry that up our work for the 2 rounds, and I'll show you how once we complete the next round. So starting round 5, I am not going to be crocheting over the brown color A. However, I will crochet over my white for a couple stitches, and we are just doing single crochets. So there's our first stitch. You can tighten that up if you want to. I'm not worried about it. So 1, 2, 3, 4. I'm good with that. I'm going to drop that white and continue on, single crocheting until I am back at the beginning of my round. Okay, so now I have completed round 5. For round 6, I am going to do my regular crochet, except I am going to bring my brown yarn up to bring it up my work. Put my stitch marker in quickly. And by having done that, I just moved the yarn up from round 4 to round 5 to round 6. So now when I go to pick this up again in the beginning of my next round, it's already up here, okay? So I just finished round 6, going to crochet as normal, not continuing to crochet around that brown. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, and 12. Okay, so now I need to transition from color B to color A, so to go from white to brown. Actually, going to bring my brown up here, finish off that final stitch with the brown, tighten my tension, and immediately round 7 wants you to single crochet 2 together, which this can be challenging. But if you want to crochet over your tail, over that white tail, which you will have, you can cut this off now. If I can find my scissors. Double checking you're cutting the right thread. You're going to want to make sure that you are crocheting over it when you do your single crochet 2 together, okay? And first decrease and our stitch marker immediately goes on. Oh my gosh. There we go. And single crochet in your next 4. So I've done 2. Continue on until you finish the arm. I'm going to cut this tail down. And once I finish crocheting over this one, I will cut it down too. And I'm just going to leave it in there and stuff my arm. So this will, this is what I think you need. You might need help with on the arms. So do that for both arms. And that is what you do as well for the leg changes as well. And I will meet you back once we are done with, you do the right leg, and then you do the second leg, and then I will see you where you need to join both legs together to start the body. That's where I will see you next. All right, so today is a new day, and since I have last seen you, we did this together, and I completed both of the arms and one of the legs and the other leg, and there's still quite a bit of yarn left. So right now what we're going to be doing is we're going to be doing the body, and this is the last thing that I'm going to be sharing with you is how I did the body. And sorry, my dogs are barking, because I'm not associated with Herrschners and I'm not anything like that. So all of the clothes and everything like that I'm going to be doing on my own. But I did want to do the body with you because I think it was interesting. We're going to have to attach one of the legs, and then you work the rest of the body upwards and then fill it. And this would be confusing because there is a hole, not to get graphic there, Gingerbread, but there is a hole that you have to seam up there. And that could be confusing if you've never done anything like this before. And I do also want to notate that, oh my goodness. Every time I've recorded recently, my dogs can start to hear me and then they start barking at me. my jog is on the front, and I was not pleased about that, but the way that it's shaped, I just, I don't know. So on this next one, I'm going to experiment with having the leg go the other way, so that way they're going the same way, but you'll see what I mean. So this is still attached. Okay, so I finished. Sorry, my dogs are barking. So the left leg is the one that's not attached. The right leg is the one that we just did. And holding the left leg with right side facing out, single crochet and 16 crochet. Working around right leg, single crochet in next 16. And so this is where I wanted to start here and then go around, and then you continue to crochet around. And then you end up with your 32 single crochet for round 1 of the body. And this is why my legs look the way that they do, and my jog is in the front. I would prefer my jog to be in the back. So to do that, I think I'm supposed to hold it this way. So I'm not going to fret about that one being backwards, but I am going to hold my work like I'm kind of thinking as I'm going. So the last time I did it, I had the starting point in the back, and then I went around, and that's what gave me the jog in the front. And I want the jog between the 2 yarns in the back, and I want my foot to go this way, which means I need my starting point in the front. But I need to be able to attach it like at the same place. Do you see what I'm saying? So every time I do that, I rotate it. Hold on. And if you look at the picture, it looks like the jog happens at the same place as mine does. Right? So I think I'm doing it right, which bothers me that my imperfection is going to be in the front. But you know what? I'm just going to, that's how I'm going to do it. And we're going to move on, because maybe nobody would have noticed it if I didn't point it out. So this is how I want to attach the legs together. And maybe there'll be somebody else out there doing it a different way than me and be like, hello, you should have done it this way. But this is how I want to do it. So it says holding the left leg with right side facing out, which the left leg is their first leg that we did. Single crochet in 16. Okay, so here's my working yarn. Sorry for the lighting too. It's really gray outside. So let's see. Attached my yarn there. So I'm going to go one, two, and I'm working over my tail. 3, 4, 5. Okay, so I'm going to drop my tail. I'm going to continue all the way around till I hit 16. Okay, so that was 15. Makes this last one 16. It's kind of awkward, but it makes sense. So here's 16, okay? Now, there you go. See, it's math 1. Two, 3, 4, 14, 15, 16. Okay, so I have now done 32 single crochets all the way around. I did 16 on the left leg, I did 16 on the right leg, and I took away that previous stitch marker because I don't need it. It's not the beginning of my round anymore. My beginning of my round is right here. Okay, so then round 2, single crochet in next 7. So now you're going to work up, and this is going to create the body right here. I will meet you back. Let's see. Okay, I will meet you back at the end of round 5 where it says to sew the gap between the legs closed and stuff the legs lightly. That's where I'll see you at the end of round 5. All right, so I am done with round 5, and you can see that the body is starting to take shape, okay? So this is pretty much where we are, and it's a cute design. And on the bottom, you have a little hole right here that you're gonna have to sew closed, which you have that working yarn, or that tail, excuse me, from before. And so this is really simple. And it's gonna close it up really nice. See, just like that. You're not even gonna be able to know that it's there. But you're gonna wanna close it up before you stuff it, because if you wait to stuff and then sew it up, then you're gonna be pulling fibers through what you're doing. So you just wanna sew it closed, however you feel comfortable doing, and just be cautious of your tension so you don't distort your fabric. And just run a couple stitches, nothing crazy. You don't want to bring attention to the fact that you had to sew this closed. And just take your time to do a good job on your finishing. And just go where it seems to make sense to you. I'm stuck. There we go. So like, there you go. Now my hole is no more. It's all secured. And so now you'll just stuff it. And it's up to you how much you want to stuff. If you have a bigger gauge like I did, you're going to want to stuff not too tight, because the more you stuff it, the more it's going to go show through. Now, if you have a tighter gauge than I do, then stuff the heck out of it, because the more that it gets played with, the more squishy it's going to get. But like I said, I have a looser gauge, which I'm happy with. And then from there, you're going to finish the body, and then you sew all the parts together, and then you'll have 2 gingerbread people. And then you just have to finish the face and all the fun things. So far, I finished the top hat, so I have the rest of the clothes still to go. And I'm excited. I don't know if I'm going to glue it on or if I'm going to leave it so that way my kids can play dress up with it. I don't know for sure yet, but this is where I will leave you, and I'll see you in the outro. All right, well, that is it. I hope that you found this helpful. If you were stuck on the body or if you were stuck on holding the yarn, that might not be something that you've ever done before, holding the yarn as you go up the rows. Again, I did find this pattern to be really enjoyable. Was it not a perfect pattern? Not one of the best amigurumi patterns. However, I was able to accomplish what I saw for the most part on the picture, and that makes it a win. And I didn't run out of anything. And I learned a lot of new skills, and I pushed myself in a way that I wouldn't have if I hadn't have bought this kit. So I do really enjoy that. So thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you guys in my next project and in my next video. Bye.